Yo, you say you wanna get away. We don't need a plane. Could be your escape.
It's your girl, Breyonce.Virgo. You know who, because I say that in every video, and I'm back. So, this video today is another long-awaited video. Ask Morticia Q&A. Ask Morticia Q&A. Ask Morticia Q&A. Alright, so you guys, I told you guys before in another video to ask me some questions, comment some questions down below, and you guys, a couple of you guys did. A lot of you guys on my Instagram asked me a lot of questions. Alright, let's get started, you all. Let's get started. Let's get it started. Ha. Let's get it started in here. Say ooh, ooh, Y'all might not even. Do the kids today know about Black Eyed Peas? They probably don't. Alright, y'all, I have some of the questions written down, so let's just get started. So the first question is the question that everyone asks me, that I did address in my first Morticia, the Mortician video, but I'll answer it again. What made you get into mortuary science? Well, like I said before, I was heavily influenced by Dr. G. When I initially started my college career, I was a pre-med major. Well, I was a bio major with pre-med intent. I wanted to be a medical examiner. I realized early on, I really want to work for myself rather than the city or work for the state. That's where I spoke to an advisor, and that's where mortuary science came in. So there's that. Next question. How does your family feel about the decision? Well, my family, not to be funny, but what can they feel? This is my life. I'm an adult, and my family respects my decisions, especially a decision about a career path. I like it, they love it, honestly. My family, being a funeral director is not something that is taboo in any way, shape, or form, because there are funeral directors that came from the family, not immediate family, but my grandma's uncle, somebody somewhere along the lineage was a funeral director, more than one person. So it's not something that's taboo in my family. So to make a long answer short, my family doesn't really have any ill feelings toward my decision to be a funeral director. But if they do, if your family does, because someone reached out to me and we spoke for a very long time, and they were telling me that their family is not too accepting of their decision. And I just want to let you guys know, if you're going through that same thing, do what's right for you. Because if you make decisions for other people, whether it's okay now, even if it is okay now for you, and you can kind of somewhat live with the decision that other people wanted you to make, somewhere along the line, you're not going to want to do that for them anymore. You're going to want to satisfy you. So kick all the bullshit aside and do what you want from jump. And if nobody else supports you, I'm here to support you. Reach out to me. Like, I literally, the person that reached out to me saw my video on YouTube, and they followed my Instagram handle, and they reached out to me, and we were on FaceTime for like all day talking about funeral things. So like, if you have no other support, I will be your support, sis. Don't make decisions for other people's happiness. Make decisions off of what you want to do, what you would like from yourself, for yourself. So that's just my little spiel. My first time shadowing a mortician. I wouldn't necessarily say shadowing, because that didn't happen until like recently, like really recently, when I was working at a funeral home, which I no longer work at. I was working there, and I had some graduation requirements from school that required me to do a couple things with funeral directors, such as attending services, doing arrangements, like shadowing arrangements and things like that. It was kind of a learning experience, but at that point I was already well versed in how that firm ran their business and how they conducted things, so it wasn't anything surprising for me when I finally had to shadow a mortician. How can I start as a mortician? Well, all you gotta do is find the nearest school, institution, whatever you want to call it, that offers mortuary science or funeral services as a major, and you just dive in and you graduate. That's how you start. Depending on your state, that's when all of the everything else after graduation gets a little hairy, because like not every state has the same requirements, but you start with school. That's about it. What is the most challenging you've dealt with as a funeral director? So I'm not quite a funeral director yet. I did pass my boards. Yay! Cause I don't know if I passed. I don't know if I even took them when I made my first Morticia video. So if y'all ain't know, your girl passed both sections on the first time, and I was reimbursed by my school because I passed the first time, got my $500 back. Okay. That's my little side note. But the most challenging thing I've dealt with as a funeral director or aspiring funeral director would be my first time embalming. Well, there's two. The first time I embalmed, and it was because the person was so close to my age, and there were just so many things that I could relate to myself and people that I knew. The second thing was the funeral home that I worked at. There was someone in there that died, of course, and just the way that the one child was crying over their parent really hurt me. The things that she was saying, it was just really heart-wrenching. Like when she was crying, this girl was like 10 years old, and she was crying for obvious reasons, like her parent is deceased and she's never gonna see them again. Just something about it, it just stuck with me for some reason, to the point where I had to like close my little office door and like call my mom and tell her like, yo, like I love you so much. I know that, you know, sometimes we don't see eye to eye, but like I just love you so much, and like I would do anything for you, and I just want you to know that you're appreciated. Like it just made me not saying I didn't appreciate my mom prior to this, but it just brought out some feelings in me. So those two were the most challenging things I've dealt with. Can you use regular makeup on dead people? Absolutely can. That doesn't mean that it's going to react the same way that makeup would react on your face, because your living face has warmth and it has different things, different elements to it when you are alive that are no longer there when you're deceased. So some makeup is good on the deceased and some makeup just isn't the best. And the makeup that isn't the best are the makeups that normally use the heat of your skin to kind of melt in and things like that. Would you prepare the remains of a loved one? This is something someone asked me before, and right now I'm saying yes, because like it just feels like the right thing to do. But in that moment in time, I know it'll be very hard, but I don't think I could trust anyone else with my loved one. No one else is going to care for my loved one the way I'm going to care for them. So yeah, I in a heartbeat, I would. You still get nervous when you embalm? I wouldn't say nervous, but a little anxious, because sometimes you can be, me personally, I'm going to speak for myself, sometimes you can be startled by the things that you see if they died a really traumatic death and they have a lot of traumatic injuries. A lot of times you'll unveil them and it's a little startling, and the anxiety leading up to you unveiling them, the anxiety leading up can kind of throw you for a loop. Can you also do makeup on the dead, or is that for people with a medical degree? Yeah, you can absolutely do makeup on the dead without a medical degree. There's no medical degree required for doing makeup of any kind on the deceased. In mortuary school, I took restorative art and I learned my color wheel, and I learned about my complementary, primary, and tertiary colors, so I can like color correct like nobody business, and I can cover a whole lot of stuff. So yeah, I know how to do makeup on the deceased, and I actually know the science behind it. So yep. How many people have you embalmed? Well, to graduate, I had to have 30 bodies under my belt. I embalmed a little bit over 40, and that's just for school. This isn't including anything that I've done practicing with a licensed funeral director outside of school. So with that, I'll say about 50. I embalmed about 50 people. Have you ever second guessed your career path? That's a good question. I wouldn't say I've second guessed, but I guess it is second guessing, because now it's like cremation is on the rise like crazy. Like almost 60% of the people who are dying are being cremated. Don't quote me on that, but I want to say it's more than half. And randomly I just thought, like, did I get my, like, am I in the right business? Because my thing is embalming. I want to restore and I want to embalm because that is my art, that is my shit. So it's like, for a second I thought, like, if all these people are being cremated, what space do they have for me as a funeral director who wants to continue to embalm, who wants to continue to restore and present my art? Like, this is my art. I mean, I hate to say it because it's on a deceased person and that's someone's loved one, but it is 100% an art. It is a skill, a precise skill. So I thought about it, but then I'm like, are you dumb, girl? Are you dumb? Are you dumb? Because, like, even when you're cremated, you can still have a viewing. You can still be embalmed. You can still have your makeup flawless. Cremation is but a method of disposition. So you can have a 3-day visitation and still be cremated and still be embalmed. So I thought about it for a hot second, and then I'm just like, psh, because the plans that I have for the funeral industry, I'm really gonna take over. Like, I'm letting y'all know from now, I'm taking over and I'm not playing no games, okay? I wouldn't say I second guessed, but I had a doubt for I don't know, like a quarter of a second, because I just got a little bit worried looking at the statistics of how many people are being cremated. Like, there was no reason for me to even be worried, honestly, because when you perfect your craft, people know. And that's just all I'm gonna say about that. Last question. What plans do you have as a funeral director? I'm not really too sure what y'all mean by what plans I have as a funeral director, but I'm gonna just answer it to the best of my ability. I plan on starting and finishing my internship, and obviously being a practicing funeral director. After some time, I do want to open my own funeral home. I'm not gonna give y'all every single detail, but just know that once I complete school and complete all of my training that I need, my internships, like, I'm going to make a difference, and I'm going to turn the funeral industry on its ear. Like, I have big plans, and I want you guys to know from now, like, I'm gonna change the game. Not to toot my own horn, but I'm not even a practicing funeral director, and I'm damn good at what I do. So there's that. So yeah, that was the last question, y'all. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I enjoyed sitting here talking to y'all, super candid. Let me know what you guys want to see next. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on your notifications for the kids, you know, so you can see when I post a video, because I know you love me all up on your screen. Follow me on social media, hit me up. And like I said, if you do not have the support of your peers and those around you, your family, whoever, don't hesitate to hit me up, because this is really what I'm here for. Like, I'm here to be your support when you don't have it. So don't ever be afraid to reach out to the kid, because you know I'm here for you. You know I love you like you love me. So thanks y'all for watching, and I'll see y'all on my next video. Okay, bye y'all.